On Aaron and Diamond, they have a sit-down talk with Sienna and Brandan. Sienna says that they're having issues getting to the romance. Brandan says that he wants to improve their communication.
Okay.
Sienna doesn't really want anybody mediating her. She doesn't know the third party's intentions. Sienna says that he laughed at me when I was being vulnerable. And Brandan gives us the explanation that he pretty much has like a nervous laugh.
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to laugh at her. Sienna is saying that, you know, she's kind of dramatic, but that's part of her personality.
I agree with Sienna. Bro, you on the show with me. You never met your girl either.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole process. That's one thing that you will always find amongst couples is that all of y'all could be in the same house on the same show, but someone want to exalt themselves and make them the counselor or make them basically the mentors of everybody else and try to bring people together. What do you think about basically them coming together, Aaron and Diamond trying to basically counsel these two?
See, I don't like the thought of them coming to counsel. I like the thought of them just having a conversation with them, seeing where they're at. And I think because sometimes it's easier on the outside looking in when trying to help people. So I was feeling like they were trying to come to them with a different perspective and trying to help them communicate better with each other. But I agree in the sense that y'all ain't in no better position than us. But I do think sometimes having somebody with a different viewpoint can kind of change things for you in your situation. So that's kind of how I like to look at it.
Yeah, I feel like that only works if I know you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you can't come basically as a stranger. What if this the first time you really talked to me? What if this the first time you really like got to know me? What if you didn't get a chance to know me?
Yeah.
But you're coming here basically doing these practices that you see on the internet to where basically when you have the pen player, you talk. And when you don't have the pen, you don't talk. It's like...
But they needed that. But maybe it should have been the host
they need
or
a counselor, a therapist.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Or Brandan need to leave.
Right.
Truth be told, nothing can fix this in my opinion. But let's keep going.
Sienna did apologize for calling him out of his name. Sienna thinks that they could spend some time alone in the intimacy room. She's talking to him one-on-one now. Millie doesn't see the connection with Brandan and Sienna. She says it looks depressing and stressful to her. Clearly, he wants a woman who is a challenge.
And that could be a problem. Like guys that basically want to, how can I put it? They know they're not happy. They know currently it's an uphill battle, but he's with her because it's a challenge. You get what I'm saying? Like he like to do hard things. But how do you feel about Millie's basically explanation of them two, basically giving them a definition of I don't think they're compatible?
I totally agree with Millie's thoughts about it, but I kind of wish, and maybe it would have been messy, but I wish Millie would have told him that when they were having their conversation, because she sat there and talked to him and said, well, you know, she's a woman and she's emotional,
she's a great girl
and all this type of stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, Millie, be real with the guy. Like, if she seems like a lot, it means she's probably a lot. Yeah. And for Millie to say, like, this is depressing and stressful and nobody should have to deal with this. Yeah. And I'm just like, I totally agree. Brandan, you know, get some confidence about yourself. Not saying that he doesn't, but I'm just saying.
He don't got confidence. You're right.
But I'm just like, don't allow this lady to basically come in here and treat you any kind of way and speak to you any kind of way. So, so I feel like Millie should have just kind of taken up for Brandan a little bit and to be like, you know, she might be a great person, but do you really want to climb these walls? Yeah. Is it worth it? You know?
Is there any such thing as being in the same house and just minding your business? Like, you know what? I came here to meet my person. I never met my person. I got my own battles to fight. Or I
want to say yes and no.
How so?
Because I feel like Millie was doing a good job of that. Like, I don't know if you remember the previous episode, I think, where she was in a hot tub and Greg was asking her what she thought about some of the different couples. And she was like, I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about what we got going on. Yeah. But when it comes to these confessionals and all these types of things, like, production wants you to have an opinion on other people's stuff. So I think in this particular situation, like, no, you have to talk about other people. But in real life, I feel like you probably are going to talk about other people when you're having a pillow talk with your partner, but you don't need to be doing it out in the open with other couples and stuff like that. Like, no.
Makes sense.
What about you?
I say mind your business.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a red flag that y'all lived in the same city and y'all never saw each other. I think everybody got their own ish to worry about.
They do.
You get what I'm saying? And yes, Sienna's just a little bit a lot more to her stink a little bit more.
Yeah.
But at the same time, y'all is on this weird show because all of y'all weirdos.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.